What's up, guys? All right. Finally can talk to you guys about one of the biggest moves in the recent future past of the UFC. We're talking about Ilia Topuria, guys. Ilia Topuria moving up to lightweight. So many different branches to go through. I got around 8 or 9 kind of topics I want to break down singular and then put a bow on it about Ilia Topuria, 28 years old, the exact prime of his mixed martial arts career. We all know he's 8-0 in the UFC, he's 16-0, he's undefeated. He's one of the pound for pound best fighters alive today. And he was the featherweight champion. We all know his run. Defeats Alexander Volkanovski, TKOs him. I think it was round 2, I believe, round 1, round 2. And then what he did to Max Holloway, I think it was round 3. Really good fight, too, by the way, until Ilia shut Max Holloway's lights off for the very first time. So featherweight run, says, I'm done cleaning up, moving on. So there's different things. There's some, I feel like, negatives and positives. I guess I want to start positive, and then we'll kind of go back and forth. First and foremost, the one thing that I love that Ilia did that not Conor McGregor has done in the past and other kind of double champs have done, I do respect that he vacated the title. We got a UFC pay-per-view in Miami, Florida, UFC 314 coming up around 6 weeks. He's like, guys, I'm done. The championship belongs now to Alexander Volkanovski or Diego Lopez. I love that. I do. To me, that fight needed to be for the vacant championship. Like, that fight as a main event of a pay-per-view needs not the interim, needs the championship. For Volkanovski, like, that's just kind of call it out there. He defeats Diego Lopez. He goes down to me as the greatest featherweight of all time. I know he's got some of the losses. I know he's got a bad loss to Topuria, who I guess you can kind of debate up there. But to me, it's Max, it's Aldo, and Volk. And a Volk can kind of like put the recap, put the cherry on top of his run of kind of coming back after losing the championship and defeating a young lion in Diego Lopez. What that would mean for Volk's career is a lot to win the championship back. So I love that Ilia dropped the title. It said Volk, and let's just go spade to spade. Let's go with Diego. Diego, a young lion. We all know, short notice, lost to Mosar. After that, on a run. I saw that post. I think we posted too at Fight Bananas. Brian Ortega, Dan Ige on hours notice. Very, very high-end run. Sadiq Youssef at UFC 300. And now Diego's in the main event of UFC 314. Pretty amazing. So I think it's what Ilia did for the division and for other fighters in that division. I tip the cat. It's the that Derek Jeter meme. I definitely tip the cat to Ilia about that. Another positive I'm going to give to Ilia. I've been really pro Ilia so far. I can just see it, right? Like, I can see greatness. I think I'm decent at it, and it's not hard to. What he's doing and how he's doing it, the run he's on, it's an all-time run. It's an all-timer. He's pound for pound top 5 alive right now. If Ilia Topuria moves up to lightweight, and it looks like he wants the Islam Makhachev for the lightweight championship. If that man, just imagine, we all go to Tapology, we see those green stripes. Imagine Alexander Volkanovski knockout. Max Holloway knockout. Islam Makhachev knockout. Just like, guys, whoever the GOAT debate sometimes is funny and just like, it's just irrelevant. And, you guys can be pro Demetrius. One of the all-time greats. You can be pro Khabib Nurmagomedov. No argument here. All-time greats. George St. Pierre, John Jones. All that's fine. I will never debate people on who you think the GOAT is. But what Ilia's run, that 3-fight run that I can debate, those 3 guys are in that top 10, top 20 of all time, like all time, especially the 2 best featherweights maybe ever, maybe the 2nd, 3rd best lightweight of all time. If Ilia goes knockout of Volk, Max, Makhachev, it's an all-time run. It could be the greatest 3-fight win streak in the history of our sport. So I love that for him. I love that Ilia's going. He's chasing greatness. Like, he is putting it all out there. He's chasing greatness. I'm going to go back to some negative thoughts and then and on some positives. One is one thing I don't like about this move, to be brutally honest. I feel, this is my opinion, there's unfinished business in the featherweight division for Ilia. That's my point of view. Ilia, of course, talked about it just recently, just defeated Volk and Max, and he defeated Josh Emmett on the rise. But there's a lot of guys. There's 5 guys in that, at the time, 8 through 3 that he kind of skipped over, maybe deservedly so, and won the championship. And now guys like Diego Lopez. To me, that is a great fight for Ilia. The elephant in the room is Mosarv. You have a undefeated guy. Mosarv is 19-0. I believe the same thing. I think he's 8 or 9-0 in the UFC. You have a undefeated prospect in your division, and you leave. Like, I know it's not the big money fight. I know it's not the sexiest fight. I get it. But to me, there's unfinished business. There's other guys on the rise too. I know it sounds bad. I know Aljo just lost to Mosarv. I even think putting Aljamain Sterling on his, resume is a great name for his resume. Like what Aljo did, like how he, remember at the end, TJ Dillashaw maybe wasn't the biggest number 1 contender, but him defeating Aljo, defeating Dillashaw makes Aljo to me a better all-time bantamweight. So I think there's some unfinished business at featherweight for Ilia. The weight, another big point. And we all know there's stuff that happens behind the scenes. Your business, my house, your house, of course, the UFC. Sometimes I can hear tea leaves. I hear stuff and others. There's only 5 people in that room. Ilia, his agent, Dana, Hunter Campbell. There's only a couple people in the whole world that like 100% know what's up. But the thing that they are putting out there is that Dana White on his IG Live says Ilia doesn't want to cut the weight anymore. Doesn't want to do it. So it's a weird thing that I don't love that's the reason why he's moving up. I would rather it be like, guys, Ilia just defeated Max. He just defeated Volk. He's chasing greatness. He's trying to become the greatest fighter in our history of our sport. Like I would feel better about that reasoning. Him just saying he doesn't want to cut the weight anymore. It's like, no, you're a featherweight. Like no one wants to cut the weight anymore. Like I know it's his prerogative, but I just like, that's the main reason. That's their big thing is like, he doesn't want to cut the weight anymore. Okay. Everyone should move up a weight class then. Like no one really wants to cut the weight. So it was weird that the reasoning of it, I just kind of bothered me a little bit. The opposite side of that, and I know I'm probably talking both sides of my face. I do like how there's a term that a lot of people in the MMA media space and podcasting space and video space use of weight bullying. And sometimes they really kind of, I feel like, go after sometimes the Sagian wrestlers, fighters such as Islam, Habib, and so on about weight bullying. I like that Ilia is kind of not, he's like, I don't want to do that. He doesn't want to cut an enormous amount of weights. He thinks, he might be smaller as a lightweight, of course, than a featherweight, but he feels more natural. He thinks he's going to fight better, stronger, all that stuff, and doesn't want to be quote unquote weight bullying. And I like that. I think, dude, I see more stuff behind the scenes about people cutting weight and what that does to people and so long. Dude, one of my best friends in the industry, Jillian Robertson, is like, hey, I'm 10 weeks out. I got to start, hinkering down and knowing what's what and what I'm eating. And I wish, fighters didn't have to do that. I wish they could be closer to their fight date and closer to, normal weight, so on. So I do like how Ilia's like, I can cut the weight and cut a ton of it and make it happen, but I want to be more natural, more organic, and fight a little bit closer to his so walk around weight. So that's that one. Then we got two. Oh, okay. Of course, a huge pro of Ilia moving up to lightweight, and we still don't have a singular fight announcement yet. Yes, there's a ton of rumors about him and Makhachev. Summer, maybe International Fight Week, June, July, August, somewhere in there. But just to, I don't think Ilia is doing this just for one fight. Even if he goes up there and loses, I think he doesn't do this for one fight. Guys, Ilia Topuria as a lightweight, how many phenomenal matches does that open up? Of course, we have Islam at the beginning. Him versus Charles Oliveira can headline any arena on this planet. I love that fight. There's even, I think they really respect each other. And I don't love this as Dustin's last fight, his last dance, but a marquee with Topuria versus Poirier on it. Take my money. There's just so many guys. It's the lightweight division. The winner of Gaethje Hooker, the loser of Gaethje Hooker, right? Either one, God forbid Chandler. And I said this on our live Saturday night at UFC Seattle. Guys, we know the UFC is it's a fight business. But they promote fights and they promote fighters and it's an entertainment business and they make money. There is not a bigger money fight. And I'll stick to this. Guys, I know we want to see Aspinall and Jones more. And I know the bigger fight for diehard fans and all just for the legacy of Topuria and Islam. But I'm telling you, with the history they had, the throw-in of the sanitizer, and their absolute great ascension since that moment. And they were, rumored to maybe fight each other 4 years ago. If we get imagine Ilia moves up, Ilia defeats Makhachev. We got the fight in 6 weeks, UFC 314, the co-main event, Chandler versus Pimlet. Imagine if Pimlet beats Chandler, Ilia defeats Makhachev. Guys, Paddy Pimlet versus Ilia Topuria could be the biggest money fight that we have in our sport. Connor's not coming back. Bones and Aspinall, we love, we want. The better fight is Makhachev and Topuria, but Pimlet versus Ilia, take our money, take everyone's money. That would just absolutely be a big money fight for sure. So I like that. Amazing matchups throughout the lightweight division. The last thing I don't want to say negative. The last little thing, if you guys know Fight Bonanza, know us, Elle Dawson's a pivotal person for our company. Her husband, Grant Dawson, that we love, I respect dearly, is a lightweight. And I thought about just Grant for a second, and then I will even take it further. Not just Grant. Guys like Moicano, Gamrot, Jalen Turner, right? Maybe a little bit of Pimlet, but Pimlet has the history with Ilia. Think about the guys that are 6 through 14, and they're scraping. They're clawing for the lightweight division. They're trying to move up. They're trying to fight. They have to go through Murderer's Road just to get ranked. And now when you're ranked, you have to fight Dariush and Hooker and Turner and Dawson and Moicano right away. Those are the 3 fights you got to take. And then you get in that top 5. And you got to fight Gaethjes and Hookers and Makhachev and Oliveira. This is just, it's amazing, the division. And now you put Ilia in that division. You put Ilia Topuria. You just insert him in. It doesn't matter if he fights for the championship or wins the championship right away or what's next for him. Just imagine all the lightweights that night. I can just see it when it happened. I think it was Wednesday night, right? Wednesday night, they're like, I had to, Grant Dawson's next 3, right, is Jalen Turner, Michael Chandler, Oliveira, then the championship. And now Ilia Topuria gets inserted in that. So I thought, and it's a little bit more because of me and our relationship, of course, with Grant and Elle. But I thought about that right away. Guys like Gamrot, or Rafael Fiziev. These guys are 6 and 8 in the world, and they think they're 1-2 fighter away. Now with Ilia, there's like another roadblock for those guys. So, guys, that's my thoughts on Ilia Topuria moving up to lightweight. More than anything, the thing that I took most from it is that Ilia Topuria is chasing greatness. Ilia Topuria is chasing not to be in the conversation as one of the all-timers or one of the best evers or just a featherweight. He's trying to chase and cement him being the greatest mixed martial artist of this era. Big shoes, big kahunas. I respect it. Interesting to see. I think we will see Ilia and Islam next. That's my opinion. I think we'll have Topuria, Makhachev probably headline International Fight Week. That's what I see. Doesn't get bigger than that. But there we go. Ilia Topuria, the 28-year-old, used to be featherweight, now lightweight, moves up. I've been wanting to do this video for a little bit. Appreciate you guys. Sub the channel, like the video. You know what to do. We love you guys. We'll see you guys soon.